up to the night sky and select a star as a destination. Can any human reach the star by just walking few steps? General relativity explained a mechanism to contract huge distances into few meters. Today scientists call them wormholes. A wormhole acts as a shortcut, connecting two distant regions in the universe. God gave this method of transportation to his angels throughout the universe. The Quran calls them mare and describes how angels use them for long-distance travel. Physicists know how a wormhole works but have never actually used one. Energy is not required to move through the wormhole. Gravity accelerates you and pulls you through and then expels you to the other side. On your way through, gravity causes your clock to run slower and your ruler to shrink. But when you get out the other side, everything returns back to normal. The Quran says in chapter 70 verse 3 to 4 the angels and the spirit ascend to him in a day, the measure of which is 50,000 years. Any object passing through this wormhole will also experience the same time dilation. One day inside the wormhole, which 50,000 years on earth. Muslims also believe that wormholes are not strictly for the use of angels. Their prophet used a wormhole once in the Isra and Miraj. God says that those wormholes are doors in the heaven that contract interstellar distances into walking distances. The resulting scenery is bizarre. If he opens for those non-believers a door in heaven and lets them continue passing through it to those distant structures, they would not believe that they really got there by simply walking few steps. Instead, they would think that they are just optical illusions. The Quran says chapter 15 verse 13 to 17 they do not believe the message, like those who preceded them. Even if we Allah opened upon them from the heaven a door and they continued passing through it, they would say, our sight is intoxicated, rather we have been bewitched. But God insists that what they see is real and not illusions. The Quran says believers will go to paradise via wormhole. However, the doors of those wormholes will not open for disbelievers. The Quran says chapter 7 verse 40 those who reject our revelations and are too arrogant to uphold them, the doors of heaven will not be opened for them, nor will they enter paradise until the camel passes through the eye of the needle. Thus we repay the guilty. Camel passes through the eye of the needle. This is the length contraction inside the wormhole. The Quran describes length contraction, time dilation, and transportation, but they are strictly characteristics of wormholes. How could an illiterate man who lived 1,400 years ago have known about time dilation and length contraction inside wormholes?